Hey everyone, it's Jake, and this week I want to talk to you about something that has been going on in my life for quite a little bit of time now, which is why I haven't been posting videos lately. And that big thing is fear. So the other day I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and she told me that the biggest thing that's stopping me is actually my fear. And a lot of people come to me with this kind of stuff as well, and I hear it a lot from the people I talk to. Fear is something that stops most people in their tracks. It's something that prevents them from getting to where they want to be. Most people are stuck and rooted in the fear that they have in their life. And today I want to help you kind of overcome that and give you different ways that you can start looking at your fear in the face and telling it to go away. So let's get started. Why do we have fear? Fear is something that prevents us from getting from where we are to where we want to be. And the reason we have fear is because we're either afraid of being laughed at, we're afraid of failing, or we're afraid of not being good enough. And I feel like that's a lot of things that I experienced, and the reason why I kind of stopped making YouTube videos. And I was really afraid of my videos not being good enough to impact people. I was afraid of making a fool of myself on camera. I was afraid of having too many edits in my videos for all the times that I messed up during recording. And over time, it kind of prevented me from doing what I love doing, which is making videos, making presentations, and reaching out to you guys for watching my videos and really giving you information that can help you along in your life. What I found was, over the course of the past year, where I've kind of been afraid to take that next step and get to where I really want to go, the biggest fear I've had was really just not doing it and being afraid that if I were to step out and approach someone, that I would get rejected. And I'm not sure if you might be feeling that way as well. Maybe you want to go for that new promotion, or maybe you want to go for that new job that you want, but something's holding you back. Maybe you're comfortable where you are and you don't want to take that risk of looking foolish or being turned down. One thing that I really found that helped me to kind of overcome this, other than just hearing a bunch of people telling me, Jake, just go out and do it. Just go out and do it. Stop being afraid, is actually looking at myself 5 years down the line. So I'm not sure where you are in your life right now, what position you're in, what you're thinking about doing, but think about yourself 5 years down the line. If you took that action, how would your future self handle the situation you're in right now? Would your future self be afraid to go and ask for that promotion that you already got in the future? No. Would your future self be afraid to get on camera and make that video? No. So when I really kind of framed it this way, I looked at my life and said, what would my future self do in that situation? What would the future me, who's an international public speaker, do in that situation? Would I be afraid to make the video? No. Would I be comfortable on camera? Yes. So when I started to look at my life that way, I started to break down the fears. I started to say, okay, my future self isn't afraid of that, so why should I be afraid of it now? Are mistakes going to happen? Yes, they are. It's inevitable. Failure will happen no matter what you try and do, but the way you get better and reduce the failure in the future is to get out there and try things. The only way you're going to build up that success ladder is by failing and building the stepping stones out of those failures. To get to the top, you have to learn how to fail forward and make sure that everything you're doing is done with a purpose. What do I mean by that? It means that when you're, for example, like me, getting on camera and making a video, it means being willing to accept that the first videos aren't going to be great. And I get it. My videos in the start were very cringy and they weren't really that great. But they started to get better as time went on, and I know that they're only going to get better moving forward. So the best way I can really say to kind of start overcoming that fear is to start doing what you fear. And Even if it's just small little things each day, like just do one thing outside of your comfort zone, because it's the comfort zone that really keeps us locked into where we are, because we know what we are going to expect. We know what's going to happen next, and we know how to handle that situation. Once we step out into that comfort zone, or out of that comfort zone, we find that it gets a little bit uneasy. We get a little tense. We might get afraid. And then from that point forward, we really look at our lives from a state of fear rather than a state of growth. And we want to be constantly moving into that state of growth and diminishing that fear. Here's what happens when you step out of the comfort zone. Just last week, I was going door to door for the first time with my new book, and I was afraid. I didn't know who was going to answer the door. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did it anyway. I said, my future self is someone who has sold a lot of books, who's making a difference in people's lives, and instead of looking at it from a standpoint of saying, okay, these people are going to say no to me, I looked at it as an opportunity to, okay, I'm going to present my book in front of these people, and I'm going to try and better their life. Because with the information in that book, I know it can help people, because it's everything that's helped me in my life. So I went up to my first door, I knocked on it, and nobody answered. And I stood there for a moment, and people started walking around the back. They were trying to get into their car, and I said, hi, my name's Jake. I've written this new book. I'm just wondering if you'd like to take a moment to change your life. I wrote this book with my own personal experience. I think it's something that can genuinely change your life for the better. And I was met with a swift no thank you, but thank you. So I said, okay, no problem, thanks, and I went on to the next house. Another no, the next house, another no, the next house, and pretty much everyone on that block said no to me. But it was an empowering experience at the same time, because it pushed me out of my comfort zone. It taught me how to approach people a little bit better for the next time. And it taught me that not everybody is going to say yes to what I'm trying to sell or what I'm trying to do. And I get that, that's okay. What I really wanted to do was get myself outside of that comfort zone of just approaching people from a distance and saying, hey, would you like to buy my book? No, most people are going to say no, and that's okay. But what I learned was that in order to grow, you have to step outside of that comfort zone, and you have to do what you're afraid of doing. Because the only way to conquer fear is to face fear head on and tell it to take a hike. So this week, what I really want you to focus on doing is think about your future self, doing whatever you're doing. If you're someone who runs a business, what would your future self do today to make that business happen in the future? And start acting like that person. So for me, for example, being a speaker, I'm looking at this situation as, okay, is my future self afraid to make a video? No. Is my future self afraid to make a mistake? No. So I'm going to get on camera, I'm going to start doing this more often. I'm going to try and do it twice a week, maybe just once a week to start, and really start honing my skills of being a better speaker, being a better motivational speaker, and being someone who can connect with you a little bit more. So I would really love to hear about what kind of topics you'd like to hear about. Maybe there's an area of your life that you're struggling in that I might be able to help with. Let me know in the comments below what you want to hear more of, and I would be more than happy to make a video on it. If you have questions, if I get a lot of questions in, I'll do a couple Q&A videos. We'll find out where this goes. And until then, I'm just going to keep making videos that can help you in your life and that can make you live a better life and make today matter.